Hello. Hi, good morning, everybody. So today project we are going to be building a personalized swag chatbot with Amazon Bedrock. Yeah, Amazon Bedrock, right? So this is the goal of the project. We are going to be asking a question. We are going to asking the boss a question that um, hello to reply hello to like hello, I'm ready to help. What's your question? Then we are able to ask both a question about yourself. So for you, you can choose your document to be anything, that about your complaint, about maybe a food recipe or a document in general, right? So, and you'll be querying your AI about what you gave it to, right? So I'll be asking who is Folarin Favour Olaoluwapo, and you'll be providing me a detailed about who Folarin Favour Olaoluwapo is, right? So, and this project will be done in Amazon Bedrock, right? This is not a well detailed because this actually just we're going to be checking it in the Amazon Bedrock, right? In the next video, we are going to be extracting APIs and use it inside your website, or probably you want to use it in the application or any other way, right? So this project is just inside Amazon for now, right? So can you this project this rag for maybe personal assistant, right? Customer support or internal knowledge thereabout. This is the architecture, right? So we are going to be creating a document, right? Document about you or about anything, right? Then we are going to put the document inside S3. And from S3 we are going to create a knowledge base, right? A knowledge base. Then we will chunk the documents we collected, right, into a smaller segment, right, in a more understandable performance, right. Then we create an embedding for it. Then you store it inside OpenSearch serverless, right. It's a database, but it's actually serverless actually. So we are going to be choosing an AI model, right. Then we are going to be the user to create this stuff. So that basically it. So this project, we are going to be in Amazon, a region which is Ohio. We are going to be Ohio. That's here is to Ohio, and so let's just get to it. Uh, First of all, let's create a document. So you go to S3, you click on this place, go to S3, right, which we are. Then from S3, I'm going to be uploading a file. I'll be explaining in there. I'll just be doing it direct, right? Because you can go and check the documentation out, right? So you can see I have a document here already, which is called about underscore line favor. It contains information about me, basically. So my name, what I do, my project, and everything, right? So I'm going to be using this. So let me create the bucket. So click general purpose, limit, anything you want to limit. Just make sure your stuff is unique, very unique. Line favor, let me say work project. Okay, fine. So let's leave the rest. Let's leave ACLs. Let's leave the block. So let us go ahead and create the bucket. So yes, we have successfully created the bucket. Now let's store something inside the bucket we created. Right. So click on the bucket. Then let's move our file inside about. I've moved it inside. So I've moved my file that contains information about me inside. So now let's upload. Tada! We are done. We are done with this. We are done with this for now. So if you check your bucket, you find about there, which is type tst, which is test, right? So now let's go to our Amazon Bedrock and create a knowledge base. Let's check. So you can follow this documentation first, step by step, if you want. So let's go to knowledge base. Let's create. If you want a more slower to just check the article right to get a more slower teaching. So let's create. I'm creating with vector store. So give it a name. You can leave it like that or give it a name. Sorry. So the name doesn't matter. I don't think it needs to be unique or anything. So we are creating. These are IAM permission. You can either create your IAM permission yourself. Go to IAM and create a role and policy. Then grant your bedrock access if you want. But you can. This is very fine. You don't need to do anything else like that. So you'll be choosing the data source. We'll be choosing a data source which is Amazon S3, which is where we are getting the data from, which is S3, right? If you have others, you can choose anyone here, but we are going to be using S3, which is fine. So next, we are going to configure our data source. Let's leave the name as it is. We don't need to do that. So where is the data coming from? Of course, this AWS account. So now let's go and fetch it from our AWS account. Let's click on browse. You can find your S3 here. If you can't find it, just refresh from here. You can press refresh. So let's click on our S3. So yes, this place you can define your chunking, which is I talked about it before. I said it break down your text into a smaller segment before embedding it. So you get right. So let's just leave it like that, right? If you want to configure it, you can click on here and change whatever you want to change. But for this, we are going to be going with the default. Click on next. Now, once we embed, so we are using a bending model, which is Titan. We're using Titan Test V2 on demand. Apply. Then for the vector store type, we'll be choosing OpenSearch, which is a serverless database. You can see the serverless database. And please make sure that once we are done with this project, you delete this bar because it's actually very expensive, right? It takes a lot of money. So let's just click on next. So let's review what we have. I think we are done. And let's create a knowledge base. Knowledge base took used to take about 5 minutes to create. So please let us tamper with it, right? So if you think yours is taking longer time, you can do that again. But it basically take about 5 minutes to complete to create a knowledge base. So now, while we are waiting for it to be created, let's go to our model access. Under configured and learn, go to model access, right? Open a new tab. So what does this mean? This simply means is that for our model, which like we have to specify the model we want, right? And this model is not part of AWS. It's the third-party model, right? So we personally we have to go and pick it ourselves and give it access. So if this is your first time, you probably do not have any access. So you have to click on the one you want. Go to multi-variable model access. Then click on Titan Test Embedding, right? After you click on it, yeah, I think because I already have access already. So after you click on anyone you have, anyone don't have access, click on next. Then you go to you see something like grant access. You click on accept maybe terms and condition, right? Then you grant access to it. So for this project, we are using Titan Text Embedding V2, which is fine. We don't need to do any other stuff, which is fine. And Llama 3.3 and 3.1 actually, which is fine also. So let's go back to our knowledge base. That is done. No, we are still on it. So while we are waiting for it, let's go through our documentation one more time. Okay. Alright, waiting for the learning base to create. So the first step, we create our S3, which is this. Then we move on to moving our about, the shocking and embedding. Okay. So once we created this knowledge base, the next thing we are going to be doing is to sync our h3 data, our data source with our knowledge base. We're going to sync it together so it could know what we are talking about. We're going to be syncing it together. Because if you want to add more information, like you want to add more information to this about here, right, you can go to your about, add more information you want to add, right, add more information, then move it into your s3 bucket, right. Automatically it will not create two different, it will just link it directly to each other, right, and the data will be updated. Now once you have done that, you head over back to your knowledge base and sync it, right, and sync it together. Exactly, I think the knowledge base is done creating. What we are done, it's done creating, and our OpenSearch database is ready. Like I said, the database. Let's click on knowledge base and sync. Like I said, we have to sync it. The document. So you sync the document. Exactly, which we have done. If you add new data into the S3, you have to come over here and sync the data back again. Alright. So I think we are done here. What we have to do now is to probably test knowledge base. We cancel this, and cancel this. So now retrieval and response generation, you can only retrieve from that. No, we want you to retrieve and have our model so that it might be smarter. I think I've used the model. So we set the model. We are going to be using Meta. I think we have access to all this. Let's use this. Or Meta Llama 3.1, which is fine actually. Let's use this. Our source chunk 5 is enough. 5 is enough. The search type, we don't need to do all this. Now we don't need to configure all this. So let's just go ahead and test. Let's type hello. He said, sorry, I'm unable to assist you with this request. Why? What happened? Let's debug it. Let's see what happened. We have set our he said we query and retrieve information from data source. Query the data source and generate response based on the retrieved result by using the specifier foundation model. Exactly. Which is okay. So what happened? Let me start again. Let me go to Meta. Let me choose this then. Okay, and let me say hello again. As I said, hello, how are you today? Is there something I can help you? Would you like to chat or would you like to chat? I think this is me. Wait, let me query him, like, who is Folarin Favour? Yee, see what happened there? Because this is only the model comparison. So let's just go back to our knowledge base and test the knowledge base direct. Click on knowledge base, let's test it. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but let's test it. Let me test who is okay. What happens to my configuration? Okay, shock. We have this retrieval and response generation. If I click on this alone, that means it's not going to add any model to it, which we don't want. We want it to add the model to it. Let me change the model. Wait, what's with this one? Oh, okay. Let's use this one then. Let's use this one. Let's use this one. So let's try again. Oh, okay. I think it's fine now. It's fine now. I think it's because of the model I choose. I choose the first one. So who is Folarin, Favour, Olaoluwapo? Exactly. So this fetched from my document because it said Flying Favour is a passionate technologist, storyteller, blah blah blah, and a full stack development, cloud engineering. He was born and everything like that. So that means it's speaking from my document that I gave it already. So this is working fine. Actually, it's working very fine. Right. So if you want, you see something like 1 and 2, but this is just from the shocking. You can specify your chunks to be lesser or more, right? If you want it to be more, what was it called? More dynamic, you can go to the prompt, something called prompts. Let me find it, I can find it here. Is that the generation prompt? And edit it, right? This is the prompt it was given, right, by I think default. It said you are a question answering agent. I will provide you with set of results, blah blah like that. So you can go ahead and configure this to be more better, right? Go to your taste. So this is this for this project, right? So what we are trying to do here is simple. What we did here is simple. We get our S3, right? Our S3, put the document inside it, then create a knowledge base. Collect the data from S3, right? Add a model, right, to our knowledge base, and chunk the data, right, so that our model can understand it better. So that is that about that. So the next project probably we are going to be creating an API, right? We're going to be creating an API from our terminal or thereabout, or we should be using API gateway. We'll see that in the next project. So that is that. So let's go ahead and delete it. I think we are done. You can ask it any question, right? Any question at all, right? You can it will reply you. It will reply you. So let me go to my knowledge base. We are done with this. Can delete it. So let's delete our object. Click on delete. Permanent delete. Click on delete. Then let's go and delete the bucket itself. Alright, so directory bucket, something inside directory bucket. So this is the bucket here. Let's delete the bucket. Okay. So let's delete the bucket. Let's go to our knowledge base and delete the knowledge base. We don't need anymore. I don't with today's stuff. Click on delete. Let's delete. And what else are we going to delete? Guess. Yes, like I said, the open search. Right, let's go and delete it. Where is it? Okay, this is it. Open search. Okay. Please make sure you delete this thing. It takes a lot of money, right? So you delete it when you are not using it. So go to collections, right? Under the collections, you will see the stuff you created, exactly the bedrock knowledge base. Click on it and delete. Delete. Exactly, that is deleting. What else? What else? Don't see anything else. Another base is deleting. This is deleting. I think that is fine. That is that for today's project. And the next project we are going to be integrating API with this, so you can expose it to API, so you can use it in your website, your application, whatever you want to use it at, right? So you can check your billing as you are doing it, so that you not overspend money, right? So that is that. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, right? Bye bye.